We stumble and fall. 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 We stumble and fall.
Alrighty. Somebody put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I want to do a quick audio check before I get started. Salute to everyone in the chat. Good morning on the West Coast. Good afternoon on the East Coast. And good night, good morning, evening to everyone around the world if you happen to be listening to this. How's the weather where you guys are? Ice is finally melted. The sun came out yesterday, so it's looking pretty here in Texas. No complaints. I'm sitting here looking outside, and we actually still have a lot of ice that hasn't melted yet, but it's so pretty outside. There's not a cloud in the sky. So we have D Ray, Jerry Poor, Jess, Bruce Goes. Good morning to everyone. Thank you guys for all being here. I am going to lose a lot of subscribers to this stream, and I don't mind because subscribers come and go every day. I don't do this as a profession, so it does not affect my pockets. I'm gonna be very candid. I'm gonna hurt a lot of feelings, and it just is what it is because I don't feel that this is discussed enough in certain spaces, and there have been a lot of conversations and things that I've seen recently that really inspired me to do this. And I think that when it pertains to the light skin versus dark skin in these spaces, I don't think that light skinned men and women really speak up enough about the abuse towards us that's overlooked among Black spaces and in Black communities, whether it be online or offline. It's something that goes overlooked. There are a lot of prejudices towards light skinned people. There are a lot of prejudices towards certain textures and features. And we're supposed to just stay quiet about it because of other people's insecurities. And I disagree with that. I think that people need to speak up more and defend themselves, and know you don't have to hang your head down low or dim your light or dim what makes you different because it makes somebody else uncomfortable. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to be insensitive to things that affect them or maybe their struggles. I disagree that you should have to walk around and make diminish yourself to make so that someone else doesn't feel envious or jealous around you. So once again, peace to the chat room. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to the mods. I see you, Bruce Goes. Salute to everyone in the chat room. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this topic. One thing that I can say, I do want to say this. Even though y'all know I can be very blunt about my points of views, with this particular stream, I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings on purpose. So if I do hurt your feelings, it's not on purpose. I don't ever want to completely sully someone else's life experience or view. But the thing is, all of us have experiences, and all of us have a point of view. And this is just my opinion. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you like it, fine. Everyone can, have their own preference of content that they choose to listen to. And I'm not someone that believes in handcuffing people to my channel. So that's my disclaimer. So I do believe that abuse towards light-skinned people is overlooked in Black spaces and in Black communities. And I do not believe that all dark-skinned Black women are victims of colorism. I do believe that some of them are bullies, but it doesn't really get acknowledged enough. And of course, they're not going to hold that accountability. They're not going to do that. Well, me personally, I also know that there are light-skinned women that can be abusive towards other light-skinned women that are either lighter complected than them, or that have certain features they don't have. So there's abuse that goes on both spectrums, on both ends, I think. But I'm here to talk about the abuse specifically of dark-skinned women towards light-skinned women of any light-skinned complexion. Okay. There's a prejudice there, and I can speak on this personally as a life experience is concerned, because I have a lot of dark-skinned women in my family that were very abusive in nature because of my features, be it my curly hair, be it my big brown eyes, be it my freckles, the way my father looks, things like that. So we're not going to overlook those things. So don't ask me to be understanding when you yourself are prejudiced or you suffer from your own version of colorism. We have a lot of Black female content creators on YouTube, TikTok, and other places that can be very not only exploitative, but abusive towards light-skinned women. And if you pay attention, anytime some complected woman that happens to be a singer or have some kind of proximity to a Black man, you have these kind of go to their platforms and power up these live streams and immediately start celebrating. Like one of the most recent events is Tanya TKO is having a stream right now, I believe, about a mixed race woman that was chosen for a role in a movie. And she, I guess, was on a video apologizing to dark-skinned women or Black people for being chosen for the role of the movie, which I did catch a little bit at the beginning of that stream, but I cut it off because I think that stream was clickbait. And the reason why I say that is because I believe that actress was referring to her role in the movie and not being chosen by Black men. They always try to make it about a man, a Black man. But according to them, a man doesn't measure your proximity to a man, doesn't measure your worth as a woman. But yet they're always talking about men. So to me, they were really misinterpreting what she was saying and twisting her words, because when I listened to the video, I heard her apologize for being chosen for a movie role. I didn't hear her apologizing for being chosen by Black men. but they always make it about Black men because that's their biggest insecurity. So for me, I had to click off of it, you know. But my thing to light skin, not just light skinned women, but light skinned men is why apologize? Apologize for what? We're all born with some kind of privilege, whether it be white privilege, pretty privilege, light skin privilege. You were born of of a certain class growing up from a very prominent family, whatever your privilege may be, it's an accident of your birth. My light skin is an accident of my birth. And I'm not going to sit here and let people punish me because it makes them insecure or they're envious or it makes them feel some type of way. That's not my problem. Now, at the end of the day, there are people that have suffered from abuse because of their dark skin. I can acknowledge that. I can acknowledge that there's a lot of unfair societal cultures that perpetuate a lot of abuse towards people of a darker hue. I'm not ignoring that fact, but that's just like your skin is an accident of your birth. My skin is an accident of my birth as well. And I don't think that it's right to punish people because of it or to demand that people acknowledge your suffering or your plight, but you're going to just, disregard and diminish their struggle. Because light-skinned women especially do have struggles. Light-skinned men have struggles with prejudice towards them, all because they're light-skinned. Because somebody else fears that you're better than them because your skin just happens to be lighter. That part. So for me, it's hard to have compassion for these women when they sit around all day, and the minute that something unfortunate. Shout out to Buddy Lee in the chat. Salute to the pull-up king. Okay? Much respect, much love, and peace to you. I got that project on the way. I have to do a little bit more tweaks on it. That's why I haven't sent it yet. But it's coming, so please be patient with me. I promise you it's coming. But so for me, I think that a lot of people are asking for things that they aren't willing to give. And as a person who, has experienced these prejudices and people abusive in their nature towards me because I'm light-skinned, I'm not fixing to sit back and first of all, I don't deserve to be anyone's punching bag because I make them insecure or because they have some internal issues going on with them that make them think I'm better than them or have some kind of privilege over them. But the argument is, even if I do, my looks are an accident of my birth. That's my argument. So I'm not going to sit here and apologize and cry these light-skinned women's tears for your plight when really you take pleasure in seeing me suffer. You take pleasure in my pain. You take pleasure in seeing me cry. So I'm not going to sit here, especially on a worldwide platform, and try to explain to people, especially Black people, that can be very abusive to mixed people. Or if you come into space, it's happened right here on this platform. You can be minding your business and the person can be in your face smiling as if they support you. And meanwhile, they're sitting back trying to think of how they can sabotage what you're building or make your life miserable. When you're focused on going, you're focused on whatever you have going on and going where you want to go. But you got these motherfuckers in the background sitting back with, green devil eyes, seeing and thinking and conjuring up ways that they can just sabotage you, all because you have something that they don't have, which is light skin. So for me, I can be understanding, but only to a degree, because it goes both ways. It's like they complain a lot about Black men that have colorism and these preferences for these features and these things like that. But first of all, if a person has a preference, they have a right to their preference. It's not a crime to have a preference. And if a person wants to be prejudiced, that's not a crime either. Because I think that having prejudice is necessary, just like classism and elitism is necessary. Now, that's just me. So, Robzilla TV, salute to you. Jaeger, you, everyone coming in the chat room, thank you all for pulling up and showing your girl some support. I appreciate that. It's a very touchy subject for me. This is the first stream that I have had on it. And I don't like speaking on these type of topics because they are controversial and people do tend to take your words and twist it to something that is not. But I'm just going to be very frank. Like I said, I know I'm going to lose a lot of subscribers because of this stream. I don't care. I've lost subscribers and I've gained more. 10 people leave, 100 people come. So it doesn't matter to me. My content is not for everybody and I'm okay with that. So moving right along, I think as it pertains to social media influencers, there is a war against light skinned people, against light, and you know, growing up, I can speak from, you know, my school experiences, moving around a lot from school to school. I was able to grow up around many different diverse groups and diverse cities and things like that. But I have an experience that I can expound on where I attended a school that was predominantly black, and I got bullied a lot by black girls, a lot, harassed a lot. So when I go hard on those divestment spaces and divestment communities, this is a huge portion of the reason why. Because hey, Miss Rosalind, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Because for me, I'm sitting back listening to the dark skinned women speak about their experiences of being of prejudice from black men and things like that. But I'm also playing in my mind how they can be pressed towards light skinned women. And not all of them are victims. A lot of them are bullies, and they want to project their pain onto light skinned women because of rejection from either someone in society or a certain group of society, whether it be black men, whether it be a certain corporation or whatever. And I'm not saying that I can't be sensitive to that and understand that. But if I'm being sensitive to something that you're going through or your experiences, it doesn't mean that I have to diminish my experiences to be sensitive to yours. Okay. And it also doesn't mean that you can't also be a bully. A lot of dark skinned black women on this platform that perpetuate these conversations, they're bullies towards light skinned women. The minute that something negative happens to a light skinned woman, they run to their platforms and power up these streams and they celebrate. Like, what's the rapper's name that he was with? I guess she's mixed or Dominican or something. And I guess he kicked her out of his mansion or something like that. I think she's from Dominican or something. I can't remember her name because I don't keep up with pop culture like that, really. But the gist of it is they went back to their platforms and they celebrated. Oh, she got the same black man, or he kicked her out of the house. So you're a preference, but he doesn't treat you no better. You're just basically screaming insecure when you do that. And for me, it's like, you're not a victim when you can sit there and take pleasure in the misfortune of another woman, all because her skin tone is more lighter than yours. To me, you're not a victim. You're an envious bitch. Because first of all, that's very insensitive as a woman to claim to be so understanding and to claim to be this womanist, right? The new term that they're using now is womanist. And it's a bit of feminism mixed with a few other things too, but it's basically woman first. It means woman first and other things too. I don't want to get too deep into that, but to me, you can't claim, and it's these very women that claim to be woman first and black woman first. Well, if that's the case, if you're woman first, how is it so easy for you to take pleasure in seeing another woman suffer, regardless of her ethnic background or where she comes from? How is it so easy for you to do that? So for me, it's a lot of hypocrisy and a lot of people that, okay, okay. So for me, it's hard for me to show sensitivity and understanding towards someone that would gladly be ready to celebrate the minute that they see something unfortunate happen to me. I have a delivery I have to get, you guys, so please give me a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to get a delivery. I know he's not knocking again. Hold on, you guys. I'm so sorry. Wasn't ready for that. Okay, thank you guys for being patient. I had to go receive a delivery. Let me take this off. But so the gist of the stream is for me, if it's okay for them to speak about the prejudice that they receive as dark-skinned women, then it's definitely okay for me to speak on the prejudice that light-skinned women receive, because it's definitely exists and it's hidden and it is swept under the rug. It's swept under the rug, it is. So let me go to the chat and see what y'all are saying. Yeah, just I think that's a great point. No, Buddy Lee, don't text and drive. But yeah, definitely pretty privilege can definitely make you a target of bullying, and that's why um I really am okay with I feel like I have to be extra discriminate in who I allow access to me, because a lot of times people just want to get around you so they can fuck with you because you have something they don't have, which is money, beauty, looks. Because people are more envious of looks. Beauty is a currency. And that's something that people pay millions of dollars for. I mean, the plastic surgery industry, the beauty industry is a multi-trillion-dollar industry at this point, especially with the rise in tech and how they're incorporating tech into the beauty industry and making it easier for people to have access to things like procedures to alter their body, whether it be makeup, plastic surgery procedures, non-invasive procedures. Yeah. There's not a lot you can do about people try to make others feel as insecure and miserable as they feel. No, I don't think it should be ignored. I disagree. Just I think that people that have a voice should speak about it. I disagree. I'm not trying to change people's mind. I'm just trying to bring awareness and speak on my opinion. I don't expect for people to change. I expect for people to do exactly what they want to do. But in the midst of it all, I don't think that a person should stay silent if they want to speak out about it. I'm speaking out about it because I'm speaking up on my experience. I don't like when people come in the chat and say, well, you shouldn't speak, or there's nothing you can do. I'm not speaking to promote change. I'm speaking to raise my voice. I have a voice and I have a channel for a reason. That's what my channel is for. So I disagree with that. What do y'all think? Because whether I have envious people around me or not, I'm going to always be my best self. Now, one thing about it, I don't have to be perfect, because I don't believe in order to be your best self that you have to be perfect. I just think you should always be striving to be better at all times and to evolve and grow and develop. But as far as all that, ignore it. No, it needs to be raised, because as if social media influencers, our voices are powerful. We have major corporations and entertainment execs that watch our videos. So when we speak out about issues, they're listening to us. So I'm not going to be quiet. I'm going to continue to raise my voice about things that I'm passionate about. And it's not about having peace. It's not about, oh, you're not at peace. No, fuck all that my fucking shit. I'm going to speak out. This is what my voice is for. How you doing, Third? Salute to you. Don't come up in my motherfucking chat making me trying to get me to second guess myself, bitch, because it ain't gonna work. I have a voice for a reason. And I'm not on my platform bullying people. A lot of these people have made a whole multi-million-dollar industry out of bullying dark-skinned Black women. So if they can do it, I can certainly come on my platform and talk about the bullies that bully me for being light-skinned. And I'm going to continue to do that and raise, because that's what you do when you have a voice and when you choose to use it. Now, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I don't like people. That's one thing that I don't like. People coming in my chat telling me, trying to make me feel like I'm doing something wrong because I'm making it aware. Listen, I was in a stream yesterday on someone's channel full of mixed women, full of light-skinned women, and all of us were sharing stories and life experiences about the things that we go through just for being light-skinned. So no one's going to take that away from me. Nobody. And if it's something that triggers you, then it's just not for you. It's not for you to understand. And guess what? That is okay. it's a reality, so speak on it. It's like double oppression. Exactly, because I don't have to deny someone else's experience in order to speak on my experience. I don't like people that do that. They come in the chat and they want to act like they support you, but then they're telling you to suppress your voice. That's insensitive as fuck. That's insensitive as fuck, because I speak for the people that have a voice, but maybe they're afraid to talk, or maybe they're in a position where they're being bullied into silence. And a lot of light-skinned women have been bullied into silence because a lot of people take light-skinned women like we're supposed to be punks and just hold our head down. No. That's why I get on this bitch and act crazy the way I do, because people, when you werewolf a little bit, people will start to respect you and leave you alone. So I don't believe in all that, well, there's nothing you can do about it, so you might as well just be quiet and, be at peace. No, fuck all of that. Fuck that. I disagree with that, because first of all, like I said, if you're speaking on an issue, you're brave enough to do it. They're not going to speak on it. They're not going to power up a stream, create a video, and speak on the shit. So if you're adamant about it, and if it's something that you're passionate about, and you feel the need to speak on it, and you feel that it's the thing for you to do, if you feel that it is within your best interest, then you do it. But to me, there's too many people remaining silent when more people should be speaking out. Because as I said before, we have a lot of influential people that watch our channels, be it in politics, be it entertainment, okay, be it in tech. A lot of top execs and CEOs watch our channels and listen to what we have to say. And I know this for a fact because they have a YouTube meet and greets at South by Southwest, and I've been to all of them. Okay, and they have top execs that mentor us at these events and conferences here in Austin, and they give us a lot of information, and our voices are being heard. They are. So I'm not going to sit here and fall for no bullshit like that, because see, all of this, all positivity, and no, it's not positive all the time. We're humans. We experience an array of emotions. We experience so based on our mood, based on life changes, whatever it may be going through. So everybody experiencing something different at a different time, and so all of that positivity, no, that's unrealistic to me. Yeah, I definitely concur with that, Third Ward. But it just goes to show that the main people, hold on, you guys. The main people that from what I can see, the main people that want you to treat them fair, that want fairness, and they want you to treat them balanced, they are lacking in it. Like, they want to be a victim while they go around and bully everyone else and victimize everyone else. So it's a lot of people that just have a lot of internal issues that I believe need to be addressed in therapy. Wait, hold on. Let me go to because I think some comments aren't being approved. I think some comments are being censored. So let me go to my stream. Give me a second. Hold on. Now you talking to the TV says, I just don't want to exchange with the dumbass. We should just embrace the love. Yeah, I'm into ATX. Tommy, okay. What are you saying? Let me see. Let me mute that. I'm sorry. Sorry, you guys. He said, Tommy said he wrote a Facebook, I love my dark, beautiful sisters, and got a little praise. Next week, he wrote, I love my light skin and received a lot of backlash and negative. Well, the thing about that, for me, I'm going to speak on that too, because I think in general, when it comes to black men and the black men that have a preference for light skin, they're going to get backlash either way. They're going to get backlash either way because at the end of the day, it reminds me of the incel that wants the Instagram baddie to give him some ass when that's just not going to happen because you don't do it for her. She sees you as lame and that is what it is. So you got to move around. And a lot of people want to be accepted where they're not. And just because you're not someone's first preference doesn't mean that, I don't know. I can't get into that part. I can just talk about, like, for me, it's been pressing, and I see a lot of hypocrisy because you say that black men are wrong for wanting what they want and liking what they like, but at the same time, what does your response say about you? What does it say about you? There's a lot of insecurity there. That's just, oh, you're up in Pflugerville? Oh, okay. Word? That's like right down the street from me. Okay. You up in Pflugerville. Okay, I see you. Shout out to Pflugerville. You real close to me. Okay. Literally, like, not even more than 5 miles away from me. But anyway, so back to my discussion. AB Media, I didn't see you. Salute to you. But like I was saying, I really do think that I think a lot of dark-skinned women can be bullies. And I think that it has become commonplace in Black communities, in Black families, Black schools, whatever place that's predominantly Black. I think that it's become commonplace to be abusive to light-skinned people. And we're supposed to just not say anything. And then when we say anything, first thing people want to do is call us crazy, because this is the code. The code is that you're light-skinned, so you're supposed to be weak. So when you speak up for yourself, you're crazy. That's where that shit comes from. And I don't think that's right. And I don't have any sort of compassion for somebody that thinks that way, because the same way that you have a right to speak up about your experiences, I do too. And when you try to suppress my voice or diminish my experience, for me, it's a no. So give me 1 second, y'all. I know y'all hear a lot of shuffling. Just bear with me. Takes so much courage to be a voice against bullies. Those who are up to the challenge should absolutely be that voice, because it isn't nearly enough awareness. Well, I don't think that people should be gaslit either and told not to speak up about certain things, because earlier you were saying that it should, you weren't really saying that earlier. You're saying something different earlier. AB Media says, I don't care who people date, as long as they make me happy, regardless of skin tone. I mean, the thing about it is the same way that I have a fetish for for dark skinned men that are tall with hazel eyes. You have some Black men that have a preference for light skinned women that are thin, short, with curly hair. But because somebody got insecure, every time a light skinned woman is put on a pedestal, then it's a problem, And so they think that she doesn't deserve to feel good about herself, because so many people, she is such a preference among so many different groups. But the thing about it is, a lot of men that don't like light-skinned women. There's a lot of, I know some brothers that light-skinned women aren't really their preference. And I don't take offense to it. I've had dark-skinned women placed above me, and I don't mind, because in my mind, it's like enough room for everyone to be great, and for everyone to me, the universe isn't small. So I don't get triggered. First of all, I don't get triggered by other women. I don't, because I don't see women as the enemy. I really don't. But for me, when it comes to preferences and things like that, the only people that I really care about are the people who see me as their preference. Everybody else I don't care about. But when it's like, if you want people, the thing about it is, you do have to give a little in order to get a little. And if you're willing to sit back and rejoice at the moment that you see the misfortune of a light-skinned woman, then don't expect for people to show any kind of sensitivity towards anything that relates to you if that's your attitude towards light-skinned women. You know what I'm saying? Because there's hate on both sides. And for me, I see where the hate comes from when it comes to why a lot of light-skinned women kind of distance themselves from dark-skinned women, because there is underlying jealousy there and little microaggressions that come out when you least expect it. And it's like, whoa, I didn't know we had a problem. Like, do we have a problem? And I've noticed it in this space. If you notice, I don't go around certain channels in black spaces no more, because I think there's a group of black people, a certain demographic of black people and class of black people that can be extremely prejudiced towards light-skinned people, especially if you're dealing with a light-skinned person that's not ghetto or hood, dealing with somebody that's educated. The first thing they want to say, oh, you think you're better. Oh, you read books. Oh, you got a degree. Oh, you got this and that. Oh, you live in this neighborhood. Also, look at her. She thinks she better. Meanwhile, you're trying to embrace them and put them on a pedestal in your fucking world or circle, and they're just too busy being jealous. So it's exhausting to deal with, if you know what I mean. Hey, Rui. Not necessarily self-righteous. It just, you kind of confuse me because I'll have to go back to your comment. I don't think that I think when it comes to people that suffer from internalized issues, pathological envy and hate, generally I do ignore them, but this goes a lot deeper than that. This goes a lot deeper than somebody just hating or being jealous. This just goes back to generational racism towards light-skinned people, because I can recall a time when I was in middle school, and I was at my aunt's house, and my female cousin at the time, she was dark skinned, and something happened, and somebody got in trouble for something. And after the tongue lashing, she came to me and she cursed me out. She was like, well, you don't know what it's like because you light skinned and you deserve to get it and this and that. And you don't know what it's like because back in the day, it was just really, she was vicious to me for no reason. And she just always, throughout growing up, throughout our childhood, she always had this attitude towards me. And I'm like, why does she look at me like that? Like, why does she treat me like that? And as I got older, I began to learn that she had a lot of internalized self-hate issues that didn't really have anything to do with me, but it had all to do with her and her own self-hate. And I had to just come to the realization that, you know, some people, when you're around people and they show you that type of energy, it's not about you, it's about them. And you got to just stay the fuck from around those people, because envious people will try to kill you if they can get away. If they feel like they can get away with it, they'll try to kill you. And when nobody's looking, they do evil shit. So for me, like, I don't think that stuff like that should be kept a secret. I think we should speak out about it more, especially mixed women or light-skinned black women, because as much you can ignore it if you want to, but it's there. I mean, the issues are there. So some people, haters, distract them from their purpose and passions. But if speaking out against bullies is your passion, then I say be that voice. I don't think anyone's distracting me from my purpose or anything like that. I think this is a part of my purpose. And the thing about it, I speak about things according to my own accord. Whether I heard something or saw something, I speak about it because I want to. I mean, so I don't think that, I think every now and then these if you feel like the topic is too difficult for you, fine. But I don't think it's being distracted. I think it's putting a message out there from your point of view, because maybe it's somebody out there that feels the same way that you feel, except for you can be the voice for them. So I don't think it's a distraction. Once again, I think you being double-minded, but I'm gonna let you live for now. Cheers, partly cloudy. How's the weather where you're at, partly cloudy? How you doing? It's nice to see you. It's good to see everybody. Rui. I don't know why I wanted to say your name like that. Rui. No, AB Media. What's up, Master Viper? AB Media says, gets on my nerves. My mother was light skinned, father was dark skinned. It's a pointless argument. I I don't think it's pointless. I think that it's a point to be made if you're making a point. But if you're just blowing mindless, see, I don't understand that. I don't know why y'all make them type of comments, but you come to the chat room. It's like if you feel that it's pointless, then why be here? If you don't support the conversation, then why be? But you don't have to. It's not conversation isn't for everybody. But I don't understand that. Like, how can you in one breath say hi and show support in the chat and say that you think it's a pointless conversation, but you're in the chat? Like, I don't get that. Just don't be here. If it's pointless, then go away. Because it's for me, it's not so much as an argument as me presenting a different perspective. Because like I said, I don't aim to diminish anyone's experience. But I'm speaking on a position that is not a popular one, and you get a lot of unfair and harsh criticism if you dare speak out as a light-skinned woman against the abuse that you receive from dark-skinned women. Like, you're supposed to just be quiet and keep your head down. I don't believe in doing that. So if you think that it's an argument and it's so pointless, to me, it's a one-way conversation. Because can't nobody argue with me about my experience, and I'm just simply sharing my experience. And that's not an argument. That's just fact. So you can't argue with facts. The men lie, women lie, but the facts don't lie. So for me, it's like, if you think it's pointless, then why the fuck be here? Really? That's how I pronounce your name every time you come in the chat. Oh, it's cold. Oh, it's still snow. It's snowing where you are. Yeah, I'm looking out my window right now, and we still have ice that's melting, but at least the highways are back open, because we had all the highways shut down. And it's a blessing, because we did have an 18-car pileup, but no one got hurt. Like, it was nowhere near like the winter storm last year. Speak out about how you feel. I didn't mean disrespect. I mean, everybody sees everything as an argument. A lot of times it's not really so much an argument. It's just you presenting your perspective from your experience. It's not an argument, because the thing is, you can't really argue with someone's experience, because it's something that they went through. You didn't go through it, so you can't sit there and say like you think it's pointless and then be in the chat. It's like, if you think it's pointless, then why the fuck are you here? Miss Rosalind, myself, instead of hating and being jealous of other women, why not do something about empowering yourselves? I would go to the gym and exercise, change your eating habits. Exactly, Miss Rosalind. I mean, it's too easy to improve on yourself, but a lot of times people will hyper focus on stuff that they envy. And then the envy just turns into obsession, and they have this unhealthy fixation on these light-skinned women. And it's just like, her light skin is an accident of her birth, just like your dark skin is an accident of your birth. So why, if you're going to be prejudiced against someone, be prejudiced, but don't expect for that person to be understanding when you get hurt by a black man, or you get your feelings hurt. Because basically my feelings don't matter, because I'm light skinned, right? Okay, so don't expect me to care about you when something happens to you, or be so understanding about your position. That's why I don't go in a lot of black spaces on YouTube no more socially with a lot of black women, because they were very mean towards me and giving me the cold shoulder. And my airhead ass, it took me a while to realize those women don't like you. The reason why they're giving you the cold shoulder is because of X, Y, and Z. So I don't go around them no more, and they know who they are. But I see how they can, the little microaggressions. I was like, okay, I see what's going on here. And I just stopped going around. So I definitely agree that when you focus on yourself and focus on being productive, it's way more healthy than sitting back sulking and jealousy because somebody got something you don't have. No, you can add to the conversation, and you don't necessarily have to agree with what I'm saying. A lot of my longtime friends on this platform disagree with a lot of things that I say, but it's not about agreeing or disagreeing. For me, it's about, don't try to suppress my voice. Like, if you're going to be supportive, but to tell someone to ignore it or don't speak on it, to me, that's insensitive and dismissive. Like, everybody has the right to have a voice, but if they're talking about something that you feel isn't worth mentioning, why even be in their chat? To me, that's like, doesn't make any sense. I know, Master Viper, and I spoke on that briefly because what do they say? They use those. I personally think beige rage is a very derogatory term. I think that's really messed up that they use those terms to refer to light skinned people when they get angry or upset. You know what I'm saying? I think that's insensitive. A lot of people look at light skin as a weakness. I said that earlier too. They do. That's why whenever they do see it as a weakness, Warren, they do see it as a weakness. That's why whenever we're being bullied and we stand up for ourselves, people call us crazy. We're only crazy because we're not acquiescing to how you think we should act. That's the only reason we're crazy. But if we sat there and took the abuse, oh, we'd be cool. Yeah, beige rage. Beige rage, exactly. So for me, it's just like, I can definitely understand where some of them are coming from, but not all them women are victims of colorism. A lot of them are just fucking jealous, envious, and they're bullies. And that to me is my stance on that. And I see a lot of that on this platform, especially when you got bitches like Tanya TKO running to her platform to be very celebratory, to celebrate and be happy the minute something happens to a so-called quote-unquote preference or a light-skinned woman. I don't appreciate that. So don't ask me to be understanding if something happens to you or if you get cursed out or called a nigga bitch by a black man. Don't ask me to say, well, he shouldn't say that. And this is only aimed at the black women, the dark-skinned black women, or any black woman that does that shit. Because I'm not saying all of them do it, but on social media, a lot of them do. And that's my point of view, and I'm not changing it. Anyone who doesn't like it, I don't care. Miss Rosalind says, my son is light-skinned and faced the same problem growing up. He had to fight to get bullies to leave him alone. Yep, I had to be crazy too. I had to literally become that crazy person that they said I was just to get them to leave me alone too. Because when people think you're crazy, they'll stop fucking with you because they think you're dangerous. But yeah, I can definitely relate to that because me and my brother went through. My brother's light skinned. Same thing with my god brother. He's mixed. He has green eyes, and he goes through the same thing. And it's like, okay, you can call him, soft because he's light skinned, but at the end of the day, he's still a nigga, and he'll fuck you up the way a nigga would. Meaning he's a man, not a black man, and he will fuck you up the way a man would. But it's real, and it doesn't get talked about enough because I think a lot of light-skinned women, light-skinned people, a lot of it, I think, does boil down to self-hate and the giving party, the people that give these prejudices and these envious microaggressions and stuff. It is a lot going on within them, but I just thought I would speak about it because to me, I see a lot of light-skinned women. Oh my God. Hi, Snyder Steppenwolf. How you doing? Nice to see you too. But I do see a lot of light-skinned women being apologetic. And it's like, what the fuck are you apologizing for? Like, your skin tone is an accident of your birth. Your eye color is an accident of your birth. Your features, your hair texture, all of that. What the fuck are you apologizing for? Because they damn sure not going to apologize if something bad happens to you or you get slashed in your face or some, fucked up shit like that. So what are you apologizing for? That's why shit on here doesn't bother me. Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of times it's just people in their fucking insecurities and they want to be able to abuse other people because they're hurt or because they feel like you don't deserve to feel good about yourself or they see people sitting back loving on you and it's like, well, why her? Why her? You know what I'm saying? Why not me? Why her? Oh, okay. It's because she has a light skin. It's because she has this feature or that texture. So they want to try to be abusive towards you because they feel like you don't deserve it because they're not getting it. You know what I'm saying? I've had even dark-skinned black men do the same thing to me. I've experienced colorism from dark-skinned black males. And a lot of times it'd be because they know I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole in a hazmat suit. But sometimes if they come from a certain demographic, they'll look at you like, oh, you think you all that because you light-skinned. It's like, what? No, you think I'm all that. That's you projecting, sir. So it's really just a fucking struggle. That's why I tend to go where I'm celebrated and embraced because speaking about my experiences offline, really diverse people have always gravitated towards me more than black people from certain demographics anyway, because they feel that you have to fit a certain, if you're dealing with black people from a certain demographic, They define being black as a certain thing, a certain criteria. And if you don't fit that certain criteria, they're going to be prejudiced towards you because they're going to say you think you better, or because you don't act ghetto, hood, or ratchet, or you dress a certain way or speak a certain way. It's like going to be a struggle around the people because they suffer from so much internalized hate and envy. They want to project that onto you and try to punish you. You know what I'm saying? Snyder says, I'm a dark-skinned man. For me, all shades black looks beautiful. Colorism is a big issue. Yeah. Hi, Bayou Bunny. How you doing? It's good to see you. Nice to see you in the chat. Thank you for pulling up. Thank you again, too, for allowing me to speak on your panel today, because I really... But you want to know something when it comes to this light versus dark? I think a lot of people feel that it's not worth having, because I'll say in certain circles it's not worth having, because at the end of the day, a lot of them say you're jealous, but a lot of times it do be jealousy. A lot of times that's just simply what it be. And you know it is, because when you mention it, first of all, I'm not going to even get started on the racist ass terminologies and slang language that's used against light-skinned women. Y'all can sit up in the chat and just type a few of the slang terms that they've used and assigned to black people that are light-skinned or mixed people or whatever. Get into it, like, seriously. And if this applies to you, it applies to you. If it don't apply, then let it fly. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But I do know one thing for sure: abusive light-skinned people in these black spaces isn't talked about enough, and it's always been swept under the rug, and it's always been acceptable. Warren says, I'm colorist. I prefer darker women. Hey, and that's your right, but is that being colorist, or is that just simply having a preference and liking what you like? Because the thing is, I prefer taller men because I'm so short. But does that mean that I see shorter men of being less worthy? I don't see them as being less worthy. It's just that I like taller men because I like taller men. That would be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think people try to bring their insecurities into reasons why a person likes what they like, so then they have to justify it, when really it doesn't need justification, because it's what you like, and you have a right to like what you like. Just like you just said in the chat, you prefer darker women. Okay, I know darker men that don't prefer light-skinned women. I don't take offense to that. So for me, it's a lot of fucking hurt feelings running around this bitch trying to just get people to justify what they like. And it's like, first of all, it's not justifiable. If you like it, then you like it because you're attracted to it. That's biology. So why are we trying to fight against biology? I don't get that. It don't make no sense to me. Snyder says, I faced colorism before. I was in 8th grade. Back in 2015, there was a black girl I liked, and she told my friends behind my back that she likes lighter skinned men, and she called me ugly. It was hurtful. I'm sorry you went through that, and it can be hurtful. It is very hurtful. It is hurtful, especially at that age when you don't understand certain things and you're processing you're socially developing stuff. It can be very hurtful. And I used to hurt for a lot of dark-skinned women, but I don't anymore. I don't hurt for the ones that are bullies, because I can definitely, even though they're bullies, I can definitely acknowledge that they experience colorism. I'm not diminishing their experience, but I'm saying I don't feel sorry for them because they bully light-skinned women. And to me, you can't be a victim and a bully. You got to pick a struggle. Like, hi, Eric the Red. Eric the Red says, I love light-skinnedness. Oh my God. Yeah. Now you being a colorist. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, Bayou Bunny. And I wasn't on the panel, but I was in the chat room. It was a panel full of light-skinned women and mixed women, very beautiful panel. And they were speaking about the very experiences that I had went through, and I spoke on it. You know, because I really don't like getting into these type of discussions because they're so sensitive, you know, and people get so sensitive over a preference or an opinion. But it definitely does exist more than people think. Hell, prejudice against light-skinned people happens amongst light-skinned people. I understand that, but I ain't talking about that today. I'm talking about these dark-skinned bitches that go around here bullying light-skinned women, and they act like we're not supposed to stand up for ourselves, and then when we do, we're crazy. No, you're a fucking bully that got put in your fucking place. Oh my God, Snyder! I told you you're too young. Maybe if you was a little older. I'm like, maybe if I was 19. You are too much, Snyder. You are too much, baby, but you are too young for me. I'm sorry. Or hiatus. Yeah, so I guess you could call me a hiatus because I really do love tall, dark men with light color eyes. I do. Like, I have a guy friend that is tall. He's like 6'3". No, he's 6'3". He's 6'3" or 6'4". Rock is he's 6'4", and he has hazel eyes and he's dark skinned. He's like O'Shea's complexion. He's like O'Shea's complexion, and he has eyes, and he's like the most beautiful man in the world to me. Mills for life, no cap. Oh my God, you're too much. I cannot do this with you, Snyder. That's crazy. How old am I? I think that's like a rude question though. Like, why do I have to say how old I am? Does it matter how old I am? Why? You want to take me out on a date? The only way you should be asking how old I am is if you want to take me out on a date. That's the only way. Now, do you want to take me out on a date? I mean, you are in Pflugerville, so I mean. Wait a minute, Robzilla TV, do you have a channel? Do you make content? Because I do pull-ups. I actually meet with YouTubers. I do meet and greets. So are you a content creator? But you have to be a content creator. I don't just meet up with subscribers and people behind these avatars. I actually do meet and greets. Like, I'm supposed to be going to Hawaii next year to meet up with somebody. But I'm gonna keep that a secret for now. Sure, let's do it since we're in the same town. Okay, so are you a content creator though? Do you create content? And if you do, you make a little content? Okay. Well, I don't know. I have to check you out, see what you're about and stuff like that, and maybe we can, start the process. But I ain't about all this online stuff. This online stuff is not real to me. I do pull-ups. I do meet and greets. I like to have fun. I like to travel. I don't have children, so I have more freedom to do whatever I want to do. I work for myself, so I don't have to, I get to kind of like do my own thing, have more freedom. YouTube. You know what though? YouTube in its infancy was a dating site. A lot of people don't know that. You have multiple channels? Well, why don't you post them in the chat? I think you let me give you a wrench real quick so you can post it. I may have to hold on, let me go to the stream so I can give you a wrench. Are you gonna post, if I give you a wrench, are you gonna post your channels in the chat? I need to let me see something real quick. Somebody need to get a wrench. There are two people that need to be wrenched up. Weight pull-ups. Yeah, pull-ups. You feeling weak? Why? It's finding your tribe. Right, exactly, Bunny. I just gave Bunny, there you go. Because me and you have history. So me and you just I know that we just reunited and stuff, but for some reason it don't feel right for me to have a wrench on somebody else's channel. They don't have a wrench on mine. Or if I do business with you behind the scene, I just feel like you're, it's supposed to be a certain protocol when it comes to that. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have to go and check you out and see what you're hitting on. Cause yeah, I do. I'm definitely about that pull up life. I don't believe in, just. I believe I'm the kind of person. I believe that life is for the living, and if you're feeling somebody, then both of y'all are adults. Just don't do nothing. Long as everything is consensual and ain't nobody doing nothing illegal or trying to coerce people into doing things they don't want to do. I believe in traveling and having fun. I like to vlog and do stuff like that. I know like there's a lot of shaming that goes on in this space for people that do meet and greets and couples that end up meeting. But YouTube used to be a dating site, and to me, it's nothing different if you're on a dating site and doing meet and greets with people. Like to me, like what's the difference? You met them off of a website, so what's the fucking difference? And I can't nobody shame me for meet and greeting people off of YouTube because this is first of all, I'm an adult. Second of all, if you've ever dated someone on the site, you damn sure don't have no business talking about what nobody doing on YouTube because you do it too. If you've ever met somebody off of a dating site. And that's what adults do. If a man meets a woman and they feel in chemistry or they feel a vibe, then they supposed to meet up. That's called being grown. Shit, if it don't work out, move on. Be adults. Shit, it ain't the end of the world. All these people out here, I like to go to events. I like to live life. Like I'm not one to just sit up on YouTube or online all day trying to be an online sensation. Like no, travel and meet people. That's what life is about. That's your ratchet channel. I have never been in the gym since 2020, my last year of high school, but I've been doing push-ups and sit-ups and yoga. I'm trying to also get taller. Oh, you are so silly, Snyder. You are so silly. you a fool. I like it though. I like it. Ladies instead. Okay, I gotta highlight this comment. Miss Rosalind says, ladies, instead of hating on each other, learn from each other. Yeah, because to me, if I see a woman that inspires me or she is like inspirational, like she's successful and she inspires me, those are the type of women that I love to be around because they inspire you to want to be better and give you that extra bump you may need. I believe that because I go to women's retreats at these spa resorts here in Austin, and we have women's empowerment retreats that we do where we relate to each other. We spend time doing activities, interactive activities that build not only social skills but self-development skills, and it's inspiring being around other beautiful women that are powerful and successful because it's just the overall experience. So I don't understand like how we have so many women on social media that have this unhealthy competition. It's toxic, and the need for constant validation and approval is unhealthy when you're around people that will do anything for it. Because when you come into a space and all you got to do pretty much is just show up and be yourself and get people to love you, that shit can drive people crazy and it can make them really want to do harm to you. You know, that's why I don't do group meet and greets. I only meet up with guys. And there's a vetting process because I've made my mistakes on this platform as it pertains to that, but ain't nobody gonna shame me for doing a motherfucking thing, especially when you spend more time on this bitch than me, live streaming, and you're not living your life. Like, fuck all of that. Seriously, you can't shame me for anything. But yeah, like, I guess for me, like my intention when I show another woman support, I'm just speaking about YouTube, it's really to do just that. And some of them are so insecure. If you're a content creator and they're a content creator, you come in the chat, they feel like you're trying to take away from their spotlight or hog their spotlight all because you said hi in the chat. So I don't even go in their chat no more because I understand that at the end of the day, all of them see this shit as competition. If you're a content creator and you're supporting other content creators, you can only really do that to a certain degree because they're going to start seeing it as you're trying to compete with them. And me, I don't compete with nobody, so no one can compete with me. And anyway, I'm in a lane of my own anyhow. And I'm not on here to become famous or anything like that. I do this for fun. I don't do it for money or anything. So for me, it's really just a hobby. Miss Rosalind says, because with all the way the universe works, when you do evil stuff to others, karma will bite you in the ass. Oh, I definitely believe in karma, and it's definitely real. That's why I don't understand. I don't understand how people think they pride themselves on being diabolical. They pride themselves on being able to they think, first of all, it's like you're not God. If you can't take away another person's destiny or future. You can't take away nothing from that person. You can't erase or stop any blessing. That's why when people be trying to clown me for what happened to me in 2019, when people spread them lies about me, I laugh because it's like, well, first of all, I'm not a professional YouTuber, so that didn't really affect me. If anything, it opened up more doors for me, and I'm not even a professional YouTuber. But thank you for keeping me relevant. So for me, it's like when you think you're closing someone else's door or trying to kill someone else's destiny, the only thing that you're doing is basically creating for them very same things that happen to you. Because I believe that whatever you put out, it does come back to you. And you do have to deal with those things when you plant seeds and do evil shit like that. There's someone, and there are a lot of people and spirits that follow my channel that protect me and that look high, and they sit high and look low. And it's the same thing with anything offline too. It's always spirits and people in high places that sit high and look low, and they see everything. So when you think that no one can see you, I would share a story with y'all, but I don't know if that's a good idea. I have to get permission from the person first. But it really just amazes me how people think they sit back and try to sabotage your success. And little do they know, the only thing that they're doing is closing their doors of opportunity for them. That's all they're doing. They don't realize that, though. See how envy can drive people crazy? See how envy literally makes people lose their fucking mind? Then they end up destroying opportunities for themselves? That's typically how that goes. Damn me, I'm preaching the gospel. I'm just, you know me. I just be on here ranting. And I'm not saying what I'm saying is right or wrong. And I don't necessarily need anyone to agree with me. I'm just saying, I'm just offering my perspective. And this is really how I see certain things, And I definitely believe in karma. And I think it's too real. And I think people don't respect it. I don't think people really respect karma and know how powerful it is, because everything is full circle. Everything. So I refuse to be jealous and envious of others because that blocks my blessings. Yeah, I just think that happy girls are the prettiest girls. I think it was Coco. Was it Coco Chanel, or I think it was Coco Chanel that had that quote, happiest girls are the prettiest girls. It's like when you're happy and content and you're comfortable in your own skin, it really pisses people off. But it's like when that's your position and you have that type of solidarity with yourself, you don't have time to be going around envying other people. You want to be happy for other people. To see them happy makes you happy. When you're a happy person and you really are content with yourself, like that type of stuff can really make people uncomfortable, because it's like a lot of people, when they envy you, they feel like you shouldn't feel good about yourself. Like, why her? Why does she feel so good about herself? Well, does she know she has this flaw? Or, well, look at this. Well, look, it's like, that's obsessive. Like, what's wrong with you? And yeah, Miss Rosalind is on point. Definitely. She's definitely on point with that. That's pretty much all I had to say about that. It'll just give people. Yeah, I think Audrey Hepburn. Yeah, it may have been her. I can't remember. Don't quote me, but yeah. But that's pretty much all I had to say about that. I mean, I really don't want to take up no more of y'all time because I gotta get on with the rest of my day. But I wanted to come here and say that we're not gonna sit here and act like these dark-skinned Black women can't be abusive to light-skinned women. We're not gonna act like that. And there is a class of light-skinned women that they embrace. The single mothers, the hoods, the ratchet. Yeah, those light-skinned women, they'll embrace them. But if you have a certain feature, if you're not a single mother, if you're not hood, if you're not ratchet, they're going to look at you like Miss Goody Two-Shoes thinks she better than us because she's not a single mother. Oh, well, she has a degree. Oh, well, she lives in this neighborhood. Oh, she don't talk with slang. So they're going to treat you with prejudice. And I've experienced that on this platform. It took me a while to see, like, well, I think it was Third Ward Colombian that told me one time, I think it was 2 years ago. Hey, Showstopper. It was Third Ward Colombian. It's good to see you, Showstopper. But it was Third Ward Colombian that told me, I think it was a year ago, he said, You need to stop going around people that really don't fuck with you like that. And when he said that, I knew exactly what he was talking about. Yep. And so I don't go in those spaces no more, because when people think you're better than them, they will have so many microaggressions for you that it's not even funny. It's really just enough to make your head spin. Like, you really can be sitting back trying to embrace them and reassure them, and they sitting back thinking of ways to set you up and things. But one thing I can say is, on this platform, the people that have tried to set me up, it's always backfired on them in some way. It's always backfired. And I just be sitting back really just looking like, okay, if you want to do that, and then I'll go on about my business. And then a couple of days later, I'll hear about something happening. And it's like, okay, so you basically, when you were trying to set me up, you basically were setting up your own trap, and you walk right into it by stalking me. So yeah. Yeah, that's the way to go, Ruyi. Silent J. So what do you think about the pro-Black women that is just for Black women and hate? I don't understand the question. So what do you think about the pro-Black women that is just for Black women and hate black men? I don't understand the question. It's how you worded it. I don't understand it. Yeah, I told you, Ruyi, I'm gonna pronounce your name like that every time you come in the chat. Ruyi! Remember? I don't know if you ever watched Love and Hip Hop, but remember the person, what was his name? Scrappy, the rapper on Love and Hip Hop. He started this lingo called shiznai. Like, whenever he would say shit, instead of saying shit, he would say shiznai. He had a naive for every word almost. Y'all know I'm goofy. Stop. The divestment, Neon, I think Silent J means the divestment. Okay, so what about the divestment? They're not pro-Black. They're anti-Black. They're not even pro-self, to be honest. They just hate Black men, which that's their right to hate Black men. I understand it, but I think they're toxic. I understand them, some of them, and why they do. There's some of the things they do, and they have a right to. They have their gripes and complaints the same way the guys on the extreme side of the manosphere have their rights. Both of them are raging, some of them, but she's a zealot. So it makes sense why she is the way that she is, but I don't agree with it. See, I can understand you, and I may even empathize with you a little bit, but that don't mean I agree with you. And if I agree with one thing, that don't mean I agree with everything. But yeah, I say this about divestment women. They're not divested, because divestment is not about men, it's about yourself. Divestment is about rearranging your life that is most beneficial to you and getting away from any person, place, or thing that is toxic. But they don't understand it. All they do is talk about Black men all day. So to me, if you're aligning yourself with something you claim to hate or something you claim that's not healthy for you, to me, you're not divested. That's opposite of divestment. That's opposite. Okay? Because you don't obsess and concern yourself with things that you claim are so bad for you. That's the opposite of divestment. And they're instilling a lot of hatred and bad habits into younger women. That's why I go on them the way that I do, because they're not promoting divestment. I see why Crystal and Karazin has to constantly leave YouTube for a couple of years, then come back, leave, and then come back, because people are taking her movement and turning it into something that's very extreme, when really it's about you. It's not even about men. It's about rearranging your life. Everything you do is supposed to be about you, but these women sit up and obsess over men all day that they claim are the worst men on earth. That's not divestment. Divestment has nothing to do with who you date. It's about you, and it's about bettering yourself. And if you're going to date, whether it be a Black man or a white man or an Asian man, let it be the man that's best for you. And even Crystal and Karazin has said that. And I have heard her say those very words on her live stream, on her channel. So that's why Crystal and Karazin probably don't even she probably wants to distance herself away from her own movement, because you have so many people with these large platforms turning it into something to mean that it's not. Okay. Yeah. Rui. Oh wow, it's nice that the Gasphere and the extreme diversions are both white supremacists with the anti-black. Yeah. I said that. I was thinking that to myself the other day because it's basically has a lot to do with self-hate and you separating yourself because you think that being black equates slavery and a lot of ugliness having to do with our culture when that's not the sum of who black people are. They don't talk about the scientists, the writers, those black pioneers in history. They see a lot of ugliness, so they want to separate themselves away from anything that reminds them of blackness, which leads me back to my point about the prejudice towards lighter skinned people and the perceived privilege that these mixed people and light skinned people they perceive have over them. And I'm not going to sit back and suffer because of something that you lack or because you feel like I deserve to suffer because people love me or like me. And I know it goes deeper than that, but y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. Also, the notion that extreme diverse say don't break black men, like what the fuck is that rhetoric? Yeah. There was a channel that was saying don't birth black girls too. There was a channel. I'm not gonna put it out there because I don't want to give them no kind of promotion. But there was a channel out there that were on a stream one day and saying, hell, we should abort the daughters too. We don't want, and it's like, okay, that's hate speech, but okay. I've been MIA. How I've been MIA? I just did a live stream yesterday. I mean, day before yesterday. What do you mean I've been MIA? Listen, I know that a lot of people are going to unsubscribe after hearing what I've had to say, but I don't care. Do you know how many times people have come and gone off of my channel? I constantly get people unsubscribing and they come back, but I also constantly get new people subscribing and new supporters. And my core supporters are people that I met on FetLife before I even had a YouTube channel. They still follow my channel. We're friends in real life, but that's my core audience and people that have been here from like my day ones on YouTube. But those core people that I met from FetLife before I even had a YouTube account, they're still here. They're still here. Those are my day ones. And they don't type in the chat. And if they do, you're not going to know that they're my friend because we understand that not everything is meant for social media. So, Neon is Batman. She was in the shadows. What? Okay, so should I make a Batwoman character for the DC Marvel? I'm gonna download that game today too. And I know what I'm gonna do for my Twitch channel too. You said that you love black women of all shades. Well, that's good for you, but you have a group of men out there that do not date dark-skinned black women because that's simply not what they're attracted to. And they feel that they have to, some of them feel that they have to justify it. Some of them feel that they have to make black women the scapegoat. I see both of those sides. So I'm not denying any hypocrisy on any side. There's a myriad of different reasons. No one is wrong for liking what they like, but you do have a group of men out there that instead of them just liking what they like, they want to somehow say, well, it's because of what you lack or because of your character or making somebody else the scapegoat as to why they like what they like instead of just liking what they like and not being unapologetic about it. Because if I say I like tall, dark-skinned men with hazel eyes, I'm not apologizing for that. That's what I like. I like tall, dark-skinned men. To me, they're sexy, they're intense, and there's something very erotic about them that I like. So no one's going to make me feel bad about that. Now, that doesn't diminish shorter men. That doesn't diminish them. Do I still date them? Yes. But liking something doesn't mean you have to exclude another thing. But if you do exclude something, that's not a crime. So stop trying to make black women the scapegoat of why you like what you like. That's the other end of my viewpoint on this topic. Because I do see that I see all sides. But at the same time, we're not going to sit here, it wasn't supposed to be about that, but we're not going to sit here and act like those same dark-skinned black women that are not preferences don't sit up and bully light-skinned women because you have certain light-skinned women that are preferences. Like, stop that. My definition of tall is 6'2" and above. But to me, everyone's tall because I'm so short. So really, but I don't feel that I have to justify that. That's just my preference. And not only is it no one's business, but if I choose to share it, I'm not gonna make somebody I'm not going to allow someone to make me feel guilty for liking what I like. I like it because I like it. End of story. Oh, behavior. No, you don't have to, because I'm literally only 5 foot. So literally everyone hovers over me. Even when I'm wearing stilettos, all my guy friends are still like way taller than me. But then they're like, most of them are professional athletes. So I don't know. Like everybody, but even all my brothers, all of them were at least like 6'1", 6'2", and above. But everyone is tall to me because I'm so short. So, but I don't believe in like, I believe that if a person, I'm 5 foot, but I don't believe that people have to justify why they like something because it's biology. Biology justifies it alone. You know, it's called attraction. I'm not attracted to a certain type of men. There are certain things and qualities that I'm not attracted to that will completely turn me off to a guy, and I won't even look at him. And I don't care if he, you know, like I have a right to like what I like, just like men have a right to like what they like. And if I'm not their preference, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. So I don't believe that people should be punished for liking what they like, or they should feel the need to make someone the scapegoat or try to justify. Like it doesn't need justification. Okay. If somebody asks you, you know, it, to me, like some of this shit, it just, they're trying to, like, it's not octahedron. Okay. It's not octahedron. It's very simple. Like you like what you like. Like I have a lot of good guy friends that don't prefer light-skinned women. They prefer Norwegian women or Latin women from, you know, like Puerto. I mean, that's fine, but we're good friends. But that, I don't feel they treat me fair. They don't treat me any different because I'm not necessarily their first choice. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay with me. Like I don't feel insecure around other beautiful women. I don't feel, no woman has the tools of power to make me feel insecure because I don't see women as the enemy. In generally speaking, I don't see women as the enemy. I don't. See, Silent J, that's a projection. I didn't say that height, that 6'2" was a requirement. I didn't say that. You said that. And I also said that I also date men that are shorter than that height. But see, that's a prime time example of what I'm talking about. That's the same how those dark-skinned Black women say, well, and then it's like even the comments that they make, just because they have a preference doesn't mean that you're excluded from their choice. Some people have a lot of different flavors in what they like. Some people only like a certain type, and they have a right to if that's their choice. So I don't get it. 6 foot and above, I fit the description. My age just doesn't fit though. Exactly, Snyder. I'm sorry. Right? I have no problem telling a woman she is beautiful. That's real yee. Yeah, I mean, it's like people want you to be pressed when you're not pressed. It's like they press because you're not pressed. And I'm just, that presses me. Like, like, I'm sorry, but I know I'm the shit. I look in the mirror and I wish I was me. Like, that's how deep my self-obsession goes. And ain't nobody gonna take that away from me. And I wish people would stop trying to dim their lights for people that just want to see you suffer anyway. And when I refer to people seeing you suffer, it's like, what's the first thing that these dark-skinned women do the minute they see a light-skinned woman in the media, you know, experience some type of misfortune? They go to their channels, power up a live stream, and get happy. So for me, I'm not fixing to get on social media and be powering up streams, apologizing and explaining and trying to be so darn understanding. I have tried to be understanding towards that particular group of women. I'm talking about online on social media. And at the end of the day, my conclusion is that they just don't deserve my compassion or understanding. And I try to be understanding and supportive genuinely. And it always it's just, there's no comforting a person like that, especially when they see you as a preference. You just a little bit too preferency. That's what one of the SYSBM guys told me. He said, well, you're just a little bit too preferency. No, Silent. I know. Says for me, in my opinion, you can have a preference, but just don't talk down your own race of Pinska. I definitely agree with that. Like I definitely, and I've said this in the past, I don't think you have to put down one group of women to uplift another. And I don't mind it. It's like, that's basically another point that I was making too. I don't think that you have to put down one group to uplift another, because if you like what you like, you're not wrong for it. You're not wrong for that. It's not a crime to like what you like, but wait. Salvatore Banano. I hope I pronounced that right. I don't apologize for being peach skin. I should have really titled this I just couldn't really think of how I wanted to incorporate that in the title. But there is definitely always been a war on light-skinned people in general. But when it comes to like people of color and Black people, light-skinned people, there's abuse towards light-skinned people that gets swept under the rug. People want you to ignore it. They don't want you to speak about it. And when you do, they try to silence you. No, there are channels that I've recently subscribed to where non-Black people that suffer from colorism and Black people that are mixed or light skinned are speaking about their experiences of abuse from dark skinned Black people. And it really was comforting to know, because I've been listening to this channel not even long, but a lot of it was full circle for me, and it put a lot of things into perspective, not only from my experience growing up, but my experience in these social spaces that I see on YouTube. I see a lot of projection because people are just fucking insecure and they want to make you suffer because they don't want you to feel good about yourself. Or there's something you have that they envy, whether it's beauty or a certain feature or texture. And to me, it's like, you can act like it doesn't exist. If you have the right to talk about your experience as a dark-skinned woman, I have the right to talk about my experience as a light-skinned woman. The abuse that we receive from y'all. And whether it be women in my family or online or offline, I have always had difficulty with dark-skinned women. I have. You know, I had a dark-skinned cousin that used to try to cut my hair when I was sleeping. Like, because my hair had a certain texture and a wave to it that hers didn't have. And oh, she's light-skinned, she has freckles, and she has this eye color. And it's like, wait a minute. All this stuff is full circle. So, you know, like I said, I can definitely be understanding to someone's experience, but I'm not going to completely deny my experience in order to understand yours. And I definitely don't see you as a victim if you're going around here antagonizing a woman just because she's lighter complected than you. That doesn't work with me, because I don't co-sign everything a woman does because she's a woman, because I see how abusive and toxic, the toxic femininity, they talk about toxic masculinity, there's toxic femininity too. Do you watch Women of the Movement? It's the story of Emmett Till. It was awesome and heartbreaking, even though I know the story. No, I think I heard a B1 channel speak about it, but I haven't watched it. Snyder, you're not lying. I grew up in school with team dark skin, light skin shit. Really sad, but shade light too. It is. Yeah. The thing about that too, because I had those experiences too, because growing up in grade school, I moved around a lot because my parents were in the military. So I was always around very diverse groups. But there was a point in my childhood where I was around a predominantly Black group in the school that I went to, and I got bullied a lot. And I was one of, like, me and all of the the Latina chicks used to run in our own clique because we used to get bullied by the other black girls and other black girls of color that were darker complected than us. So we had to stick together so we could like literally watch each other's back because there was so much envy and jealousy there. A lot of shit rooted in hate, envy, and jealousy. Because a lot of times they're not speaking from their experience as their abuse or prejudice towards them as dark-skinned women. They're speaking from a place of envy and jealousy as if people gravitate to what they feel is beautiful. And if a man has a preference and you're not his preference, I don't think you should punish him for that unless he's disrespecting you or abusing you in some way. But everyone is allowed to like what they like at the end of the day. And to me, if your shade is healthy and your skin is healthy and you're healthy from the inside out, then you're a healthy shade. But when you are ugly on the inside, it's going to project on the outside, no matter how much you try to make yourself a victim. You're not a victim. You're a bully that wants other people to excuse your abuse because you want to see other people suffer. Like, I don't like stuff like that. I don't. Reed said, I got bullied a lot too. I didn't go to senior prom because of it. They threatened to ruin my dress. I bet they would have tried to slit your face too. It's just really crazy. It just goes really, really deep. And I've been in situations where those same females have tried to set me up. But I had brothers that did not play that shit. And if they knew someone was trying to fuck with me, be it male or female, they was always ready. They didn't care if you were male or female. They would fuck you up. And it's like that today. They're just crazy. Snyder says, I remember. And I do appreciate everyone sharing their experiences because it's how we relate as humans. And it's healthy to be social and just have people you can relate to because it can not only be therapeutic, but it can be healing in a sense because you know that you're not the only one that's going through it. And there are complete strangers that you never met that can definitely in some way relate and identify with what you're saying. And then in some way resonates with them. So I do appreciate y'all sharing y'all experiences. What's up, Ron? Great stream you had earlier too. Snyder says, I remember Rihanna said she got bullied when she was younger because she was a lighter skin in Barbados. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that's the thing. Like, I think I remember her speaking about that. But it does happen in other cultures. It happens among other cultures in the West Indians, in the Middle East. Yeah, darker complected people are perceived to be a certain way. And you know, but like I said, your complexion is an accident of your birth, you know, and growing up, I honestly, especially in the more diverse places where I lived, we simply connected on hobbies. We didn't give a fuck about your skin tone. That wasn't something that was a big thing for me when I was like in middle school and high school. We just connected on hobbies and the vibe. If the chemistry was there, then you were a part of our circle. If it wasn't there, then we didn't give a fuck about you. But, you know, like some people, it's just really sad because it's like, I don't want to be insensitive, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and act like these same people that are having these conversations did not bully me, either in the chat room or on a panel or in some kind of way stalk me and try to sabotage any kind of friendship that I was trying to build with someone. It happened. Like, these are the very same people that can be abusive as fuck, but they want you to be compassionate and understanding towards their experience when they're experiencing colorism, either from Black men or, you know, having some internal issue. I don't know what it may be, because even light-skinned women have human experiences too. We have insecurities or things that we struggle with too. But it's how they celebrate. They go back to their platforms, and the minute something bad happens to a light-skinned woman, it's like, oh, we're going to celebrate. Oh, that's good for her. She's a preference. Well, she learned today. And it's like, but she still has something that you don't have, which is her light skin. It's like, I've heard a lot of them talk about using bleaching pills. And you can look at a person's skin and see if they're using bleaching pills because it has a gray type of ashy undertone to it. So for me, like, it's okay for you to celebrate when something bad happens to a non-Black woman or a so-called exotical or mixed woman or a light-skinned woman. that's a little bit too preferency, but you want people to be understanding about your plight and experience. So there's prejudice there. Like I said, I've experienced prejudice from Black men and Black women because of how I look, how I sound, the type of music I listen to, how I dress. So for me, I just think, certain conversations I'm only going to have on certain platforms because I already know that you're going to have people come in and try to infiltrate and change the conversation, change the topic. But I said what I had to say, and I don't apologize for it. And I know a lot of people are going to unsubscribe. I don't care because people come and go all the time on this platform, and it's okay with me. I'm not trying to force feed nothing down nobody's throat. This is just me having a voice. And if it doesn't suit you, that's fine too. It's okay. It's not the end of the world because I'm not losing anything if you leave. So when people leave me, I just consider it their loss, not mine. So it's okay. Because for every one person that unsubscribed, I know there'll be 10 more new people that subscribe. And a lot of times the people that unsubscribe, they come back. They always come back, or they skywatch, or they come in and create a different account. Like there are a lot of people that have unsubscribed and they created a different account and they're using someone else's photo. It's really weird. Like people are weird on social media. It's really, they say the internet is a strange place. I have to agree. But yeah, I'm not going to deny their experience, but I'm not going to deny mine either. And no one is going to diminish my experience. And when they try to, I'm just going to, speak louder. Cats! Woohoo! Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I have to say, your voice was very soothing there on Bayou Bunny's panel the other day because I was so nervous. I was like shaking and really talking so fast and trying to get everything out, but it was definitely calming, like to have. I don't know what it is because I've never like been on a panel with you before. I just heard you on Bayou not Bayou Bunnies, but on Bomb's stream one night, and I was like, this lady is funny. Who is she? So it was really great to talk to you, and just thank you for being so patient and understanding with me too, because, and I didn't want you to feel that I was being insensitive to your questions or anything, but it's really, when it comes to that situation, it's a lot. And I just try to break it all. I tried to break it all down in a short period of time to just give you an idea without, being brutal or anything. So, no, serious. But I thank you for just during the whole conversation, just being understanding and not being antagonistic, because it was someone that you said you support. So I appreciate that you were able to just not be antagonistic, but just ask questions. A lot of people don't ask questions. That's why they don't know certain things and they assume things. But you were asking questions. So that really meant a lot to me. And I appreciate that. So, so far, you're welcome here. And if I have an open panel discussion, you can come. Because every now and then I do have open panel discussions where I will get a little tipsy and I'll just open the panel and have like a pop-up impromptu, more like no topic specifically, but just like a hangout to just lay like a kickback or something. But you're more than welcome over here, Kat. Okay. Stephen said, Neon, did you hear my voice before? No. Whose panel were you on before, Snyder? Because I didn't even know that you were joining panels. Just be careful. But no, I didn't hear your voice before. I don't know what you sound like. I need to know. Yeah, Kat, totally. It was nice to speak to you too. Yeah, you can be here. But I think that I'm not gonna sit here and say light skins need to stick together, But I definitely will say this. I think that if you're non-black, well, I'm not gonna say non-black. If you're a non-black, a woman of color, or a black woman, or a black woman that's light skinned, don't let anybody bully you around because of their experience. Like if you have an experience, your voice deserves to be heard too. Because people can be abusive in these social media spaces, and everybody has a story. At the end of the day, everybody has a story. And don't let anyone try to suppress your voice because they feel that you shouldn't feel good about yourself because of how they're being treated. You can still be sensitive and understanding to that, but have your own voice. Oh, it was to cut my time. Yeah, those are literally the only kind of panels I have now, because every time I try to do a serious topic, it always goes left. So now whenever I open the panel, it's typically like a kickback, like chill, laid back type of vibe. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get out of here and go get on with the rest of my day. Thank you everybody for stopping by my stream. I really appreciate that, Kat. Thank you. I appreciate everybody. It was good to see everyone. And I hope you guys stay safe and healthy out there. Smooches. Mwah. Ciao.